Think about how long people live.
Because now your head doesn't need to stay warm. You have a hat on.
It's not. They didn't invent snapbacks 300 years ago.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Think about how long people live for. It's about 75, 80 average. And think about when most people lose their hair, like 28, 30.
They say if you're going to lose it, you're going to start losing it sooner. Some people say if you still have it, what you have by the time you're 30, you'll typically keep.
I can rock with that.
Tell that to my dad, dude.
Did he start balding? Late?
Yeah, like 40s.
40s.
He looked like fucking Jim Morrison.
Are you worried?
When he was in 30.
How can he be
No,
worried?
I'm not worried. I'm not worried.
What's your dad's hair situation like?
Bald.
Is
and
he?
also, he's a corpse. So
So is my mom's dad.
He's got a...
he is
That's a skull fade.
skeleton, dude.
Did he have hair though when you knew him?
Yeah, he had very thin hair.
That's usually
very thin hair.
That's usually what you can base your hair genes off of. Is your mom's father.
That's a fucking grand tail, dude.
I don't want to do that.
Oh,
That's a grand tail,
had
dude.
Hair.
My mom's father, that's my grandpa.
Yeah.
Bro, he had the stringers.
Yeah, but he still had hair.
He had hair on one side that he grew 11 inches long.
Maybe he was just so good at combing it.
Combed it to the side.
I never noticed.
I can see you doing that.
So when the wind blew, it opened his top.
When did he
and
pass
he could
away?
take his brain out. 2011.
He popped the hood.
2010.
He popped the hood.
He could pop the hood and do work on the
So
inside.
in 15 years of knowing him, he was that good at fucking combing over
He was
his hair.
actually a pioneer.
See, my mom's real dad, he passed away a couple months ago, I guess, whatever.
Yeah.
But he had, like Ryan, hairline, scissored, fucking brained into his head all the way across.
Brain dead.
Like someone drew it on over the marker. And he just had thick ass hair. And he was just like 6'5". tall
Till the
dude.
day he went.
Till the day he went.
He had a mop.
Had hair. Crazy hair. I was like, see, that's what I'm looking forward to. Now, our dad's dad. Oh.
It's not good. Like,
Your dad's dad, was he Italian?
Yeah.
Or is your mom's side the Italian side?
My dad's side is.
Okay.
Your mom's side too?
Yeah, but technically, yeah, but not by genetics because pop-up isn't blood.
I don't believe the whole mother's father thing is real because
it just fits the narrative.
My grandfather, he had a decent amount of hair, but he went bald by like 45.
Yeah, that is true. They say that's what it is, but you see fucking people like you, full heads of hair, and then your mom's dad is bald.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, you're sciencing. Guy.
I think people say that because they want an answer to something. You know what I mean? Like me, I'm probably going to be like a silver fucking fox until I'm 70.
I hope you are silver.
Dude.
I hope you're a silver fox.
Look at his mom and dad. They're both silver.
Dude, my mom.
Your mom was silver
her
for
hair
years.
is platinum.
Yeah,
her hair,
I'm jealous of that.
She's a Targaryen.
Yeah, she is a Targaryen.
Or maybe a Valerian.
No,
she's a Valerian.
She was a White Walker. The one time we all dressed up as
White Walker
Game
didn't
of
have to
Thrones.
color her hair at all because it already looked good.
Mm-hmm. She just did like blue makeup around her eyes.
I remember those days, man.
I got white hairs on the top of my head now.
And I was Pedro Pascal before anybody thought he was cool. Just saying.
Doesn't that bother us? Doesn't that bother you too? When you were hip to the band before they got famous.
Well, Pedro Pascal, everyone loved Oberyn.
Yeah.
It's like, I knew him first.
Everybody loved
I feel
Oberyn.
like such a douchebag to be like, well, you liked The Last of Us?
Yeah.
Yeah, but did you watch Game of Thrones?
Did you watch his cameo in Buffy the Vampire Slayer 2002?
Here's the thing. If anybody tries to actually be Joel in like Halloween theme this coming year, they're an asshole. You can't just put on a fucking flannel, grow your beard out, and say you're Joel.
Isn't that the most spot on character? I think if any show has ever killed it harder was The Last of Us casting him as Joel.
Perfect.
Couldn't have looked any more like him.
Yeah.
Couldn't have fit his description any better than that. Ellie got fetal alcohol syndrome. You don't look like Ellie.
She's got like a bloater face.
No, she looks like Greta Thunberg, dude.
I think it's
some European
genes. It's mostly her voice, and also because of who they casted as her mother. Right? That's Laura Bailey. I believe that's her name.
Peace.
No, it's not Laura Bailey.
What a piece, dude. When she was running pregnant, I was like,
so she's on
have the baby.
She's on one of the most famous D&D podcasts currently. She plays like every week or whatever.
Famous D&D podcast.
Yeah, Ellie's
Still
mom.
underground.
Yeah, still underground. No, but she's the actual voice actor.
Just picked it up.
She's the actual voice actor for Ellie.
Most of the people in that show are like the Margene or the black
Marlene.
chick. Marlene. That's
Margene.
She's the one who
combined them.
She voices her in the game and plays her in the show.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, and then the dude who tried to RAPE Ellie.
Yeah.
He also was the same dude in the game too. I was like,
No, it was his accomplice.
Oh.
His accomplice was the one who was the voice actor for Joel.
Now Bill wasn't fucking gay in the game.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
In the game?
Yeah, I'm starting to replay the old game, and he was gay. But they
don't you not,
But
like,
they don't dive into that.
Talk about it at all.
That's what it is.
Like you just find their corpses.
So you find the two boy corpses. Well, not
and
boy.
you make an
They're
assumption.
men, right? They're of age.
Right. You like
they're
the boys,
men.
They're above 18.
They're men.
You like the boys though.
Yeah. I love the boys, especially on Saturdays. Okay, but they're gay, right? And you don't find that out until you find their corpses. And
They die just
but they
anal,
don't
just
dive
anal.
into that in the game because they're like, that was before everybody was woke, right? Everybody was like, "Wow, they're not. They weren't fucking gay, whatever."
Right.
Right, and that's the episode that made you really uncomfortable. You were
Well, I
you
didn't
were
like
at
seeing
it.
them.
You
I
were
liked
at
it.
it for weeks. You were like,
No.
It made me cry.
I was pissed.
it almost made me cry.
I wasn't pissed
I
about
was there.
Wasn't pissed about the gay stuff. I was pissed about the fact that episode 3 was filler.
Yeah, true.
I was pissed that this show that the first 2 episodes had such good momentum needed filler on episode 3.
True.
And then for you to take Ron Swanson's hairy little pud and put it in a fucking dick to dick, chest to chest scene while he's playing Sheryl Crow on the piano, whatever the fuck he played.
Right.
They just reached for an hour and 30.
Now the show was good.
The episode of the show.
The show in general was good. It could have been a lot better. I feel like there could have been a lot more infected scenes. Could have been a lot more action, but I did like it. So, but I thought it also ended very nonchalantly too. Like even though it was the last episode, when
It ended
Joel-
the same way the game ended.
right. But it was kind of like the way it ended. I was like, it almost feels like there's going to be an episode 10, and then I was like, yeah, wait for season 2. I was like, oh, okay.
Well, I think they're actually going to stretch out game 2 with a couple seasons. It's not just going to be just
Dude,
season
watch
2.
Hell
them
yeah, they are.
fucking ruin it and
Yeah, they
make
will.
him live. They're gonna ruin it.
No,
and
they're
make him
going to
live.
make like season 2, season 3.
I think they're going to go forward, dude. They don't ever end something after season 3.
Come on.
They're gonna.
This
make,
is a milker, brother.
They're gonna make Joel live.
They ended dark
Yes.
after season 3.
That's because that show sucked.
Dude, no, it doesn't. Still one of my favorite.
How do you say
top 5 favorite
garbage
shows of all
in
time.
German?
Top 5 shows of all time.
Dark.
So bad.
You say dark.
Fucking right. Put it fucking right.
You
there,
never
dog.
watched it.
I don't
and
know.
you never
It's
gave it a
trash.
chance. You never gave it a
Because it
chance.
sucks. Man, I tried to watch that show and I was like, so
It's because you don't get it,
the
dude.
kids
Hey,
disappear.
you don't get the show.
Hey,
dude.
tell me the show, and I'll tell you if it's good or not.
Time
very
travel.
good at this kind
Time
of stuff.
travel.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Germans.
They haven't done that before. Time travel?
Hey,
But it's not with Nazis, though.
You had me at Germans, dude.
Okay.
Eek, not garbage. Now, look, I appreciate this conversation. Let's talk about podcast
Why
stuff.
we're actually here.
Actual
It's
episode shit.
176.
This is episode 176 of our podcast, Out the Wazoo, hip hop podcast hosted by myself, my boy here to the left, Alex, aka Bobby Bun Cheeks.
You can't see me, but I'm
Across the
waving.
street, we got Mr. Marinara, Shatsu, Mr. Shot Caller, Mr. Silver Fox in 30 years, Ryan.
Yep.
I wish I came up with more nicknames for you now, but
That's fine.
I
You
couldn't.
just got,
in the
yeah, you
moment.
got to leave that for him.
You didn't even introduce yourself, so
I did. I started with me because
You
most
said
important.
yourself.
No,
You
I
said yourself.
Jake. I said my name.
it's boring. Though.
We got an episode this week, all about one guy based on the album that we listened to at the last episode. So last episode, go listen to 175. We listened to
yeah.
Gumbo. This guy wasn't here,
That's
Yeah,
right.
I was. I
So you
forgot
didn't-
about that.
you didn't get to talk about Gumbo with us. Have you listened to Gumbo?
I did.
Okay, we want to talk about. I wanted to talk about
Russell
Young Nudy
Sprouts was my favorite track.
because
Okay.
I listened to this.
Okay.
We'll get to
was,
Gumbo.
He was hungry.
I want to
making that
run
album.
through.
Respectable.
I
Respectable.
want to run through the whole history of Young Nudy, and then I want to kind of take little side missions on and just talk about context, history, and just sort of tie together like that East Atlanta rap scene, because like Young Nudy, I started listening to Gumbo, and then after he came off that last one, East Atlanta Monster, did you listen to that one?
Yeah, I did.
East Atlanta Monster?
East Atlanta Monster.
Is that an album?
Yeah, I feel like when you nodded, dude, I could tell the nod didn't have the knowledge behind
I
it.
just listened to Gumbo.
Okay.
And then I listened to EA like 20 more times.
So the album before that was East Atlanta Monster.
Yeah.
Now he's on a two album tear right now. Those two albums are hot. All right, those two albums are The Last of Us.
Okay.
Craziness.
Mm-hmm.
I'm anticipating that next third album to try to kind of complete a trilogy of like high quality music from him. So I looked at Nudy. I didn't know anything about Nudy. I know that, we hear Nudy here and there. There's some hot songs like EA with 21 Savage. Fire. You put on EA featuring 21, any aux chord.
Yeah.
They're going to let you play another song after that one.
Yeah, but do you have a good follow-up song by Young Nudy after EA?
And that's what we're going to get
Barry from Simpsons.
Because there's a wealth of Young Nudy music, and this guy's been extremely consistent since he entered the scene. So I did a bunch of research on Nudy because I wanted to know. And
you're the nerdy guy.
I'm the dork.
You're the dork.
You're nutty for Nudy, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I'm nutty for Nude, dude.
You're about the nut for Nude.
I'm looking at Judge Nudy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see the other side of East Atlanta.
I'm trying to get those young nudes, you know what I'm saying?
Chill.
Well,
Okay.
Hold on.
Back it up.
A rewind.
Hey,
we're back.
What I wanted to do was start at the beginning, and we're going to talk about Young Nudy. All right. So as we go through, feel free to stop me, talk about the things we're talking about, but I'm going to keep this train rolling.
Okay.
All right.
Stop real
so
quick.
I'm not going to let you talk about what you would do for a Klondike bar, and I'm not going to let you start telling a story about something you maybe did.
Okay.
All right. Quantavious Taverio Thomas. How come they got?
Sounds like a transformer.
Why? Why do they have so
Sounds
much cooler names?
Like he works alongside of Optimus Prime.
He's just.
Hey, let's roll out. You know what I'm saying?
And it's ironic because just last night Nudy performed in Philly, so I saw a video today of a fist fight at Nudy's concert
In Fishtown.
Where was he at?
I don't know where he performed. I don't know where he performed, but he was just here. So this is almost like a coming full circle. Right. All right. So Young Nudy's born December 17th, 1992 in East Atlanta, Georgia. All right. What y'all know about East Atlanta?
It's the Zone 6.
What y'all know about Zone 6?
I know East Atlanta N-words don't play.
Absolute.
Yeah. I know a lot of people, especially within the last 10 years, a lot of famous rappers have been coming out of East Atlanta.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They got like a huge influence on hip hop. Mm-hmm. It kind of started with Gucci Mane.
Lemon pepper wings.
I think Atlanta just kind of, that's Atlanta. That's not just East Atlanta.
I think that was Rick Ross. Lemon pepper freestyle.
I think that's just a wing seasoning.
Okay.
So I wanted to go, because we always hear about East Atlanta, Zone 6. Mm-hmm. I wanted to talk about that. Okay. Because I don't know anything about it, and I read some history on it. Okay.
It sounds
back
like
through the Civil War, dude.
Yeah, it sounds like District 9, like
Zone 6.
The part that you don't want to go to, and it's fucking it's fenced off. Everybody's secluded, isolated.
No, you'd be surprised. It's actually not. I don't think it's as bad as maybe
they're paying
we think.
for having sex with people with catnip. It's
About that.
Cat food.
About that action.
Catnip.
But maybe in East Atlanta it's catnip.
Prawns.
Yeah. All right, so East Atlanta is a neighborhood in DeKalb County in Atlanta, okay? It was stolen from Native Americans in the 1820s. So it was an area that was originally settled by Native Americans, and white men stole it. All right, so citizens began acquiring land through a lottery system in which the plots of stolen land were essentially given away to white men by the hundreds of acres. So dudes started getting property in Atlanta by like 200-300 acres at a time.
Wow.
Started making plantations, right?
Oh,
The good old boys down in the South trying to make a living.
No, they're the bad boys.
Easy way.
They're the bad boys.
So I thought the same thing. I thought if you had a plantation, you basically were a bad guy, right? Because you probably weren't paying the people who were working on the plantation. Not normally.
gotta spend money to make money, baby.
So on that, like during the Civil War, Atlanta was a major supply hub for the good old boys, the Union soldiers. Now I thought Atlanta would be the Confederates, but Atlanta was actually the Union.
Really?
They were fighting for the good old boys up north. They wanted the boys to be free. Georgia, yeah, Atlanta
that's Bible Belt South.
I know you
That
think
is deep. That's like where the roots started spewing.
spewing what?
You already know what they was spewing. That's like
racism.
yes, dude. I don't want to say it, but yeah,
They started spewing the racism down there.
and I feel like that's like I think Georgia for sure is like 90% Bible Belt.
For sure, it's all Southern Baptists.
Yeah.
Hands up during church.
I thought Bible Belt was like South Carolina.
I mean,
like
it is. It's like, it's Mississippi, Missouri, Louisiana, fucking a little bit of Jacksonville, Florida. You got North Carolina, they were Union, I think. But South Carolina,
literally
Georgia.
Carolina was split north and south. So does that tell you anything? That
That
North
does,
Carolina was probably Union
Yeah.
and South Carolina was probably Confederacy. Now,
My Union brothers.
Georgia's south of South Carolina, between South Carolina and Florida.
Yeah.
So that's weird to me when I read
Right,
that.
me too.
That this place there was Union boys fighting.
Imagine being in Miami at fucking Tootsie's and then having to go fight in a war. Like, dude, what the fuck?
Second
are we
floor Tootsie's
talking
getting
about?
shoulder rubs, and they're
dude,
like,
you got your
hey.
fucking bucket gray hat on with the 2 cross guns on top of it. So, I gotta go fight for my right. They come down here and take your nerves.
I want to do cocaine.
Down on the beach bowling, and then fucking General Lee Custard calls you up with a,
General Lee Custard.
with a
Just
carrier pigeon.
blows
He
your
goes,
head off with a lead bullet.
Get up to the front line, soldier. Like, damn it. And you got to go through Union territory. Because Florida was definitely red. Damn.
Absolutely.
Damn true.
Don't forget the white and the blue.
Yeah. These colors don't run, baby. And
Florida might have been exclusively Cubans at that point, actually.
Just
It might have
slinging
been,
coke.
They were just doing plantains and delicious food. They were listening to dum, ka-tum, ka-tum,
hey, hit that snare one more time.
while the boys were fighting up north.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Peaches.
on Atlanta, it was a major supply hub for the Union soldiers. Much of East Atlanta's layout has its roots in the design by one of Atlanta's founding fathers, Lemuel P. Grant.
French Cajun fuck.
Lemuel, not a man's name for sure.
No, it's a Frenchman.
That's a French name.
Stinky. Smoke cigarettes. Garbage to look at. And what are you saying with your fucking language?
Didn't have a dentist.
Something like that.
Yeah.
French people suck, dude.
That
Back
sounded
then,
like
it
that sounded like a
sucked way
remix of French and German people.
Hey, I'm trying over here.
Yeah, I hear you. That was
He's
good.
over here
It's good.
merging
I dropped out of
cultures.
school.
Yeah, it's good.
But he's still cultural. Lemuel.
Okay.
Lemuel P. Grant. Primarily, he designed East Atlanta's battlements to protect his own plantation in East Atlanta from the Confederates. So that's when I initially was like, this guy, Grant, he's a piece of shit, right?
Yeah.
He should have known better. He shouldn't have had a plantation with all the boys working on it. He should have known better.
Yeah.
Turns out he had a plantation. I couldn't confirm or deny that he had slaves on that plantation, but he fought for the Union. And this same guy used to donate land to like black citizens who were freed slaves before the Civil War. So it turns out he's pretty dope. Like guys in Atlanta today.
He was a progressive.
We're going to put a bookmark on that one.
Progressive guy.
Why is that?
And watch us come back later, read, and like, I missed this part.
I really tried to look for evidence of slaves. In fact, when I read Plantation, I was like, for sure this guy's got slaves.
Yeah.
For sure it's the Confederates. And I wrote down, I was like,
He was just goofing
Atlanta
around.
was a Confederate city. Turns out I was wrong. So even though he had a plantation, people of Atlanta loved him. So he was like an engineer. He did a ton like philanthropy, like donated a bunch of land to East Atlanta, helped basically build what it is and what they started to build on after the Civil War, after the North won, dude. After the North fucking pulled through for the boys and said, hey, what you're doing down there, you got to stop.
Right.
Now, the Confederates were pissed.
Well, yeah, 'cause the Union boys come down there and take their derbs, and they don't want that to happen. They got to fight for their rights.
Now, what does this have to do with Mr. Nutty?
So I'm just giving East Atlanta background right
Okay.
now.
Oh, this is just East Atlanta in general?
East Atlanta background. This is me
I thought
painting
you were
the
saying the whole
scene.
state of Georgia was
This is
blue.
East Atlanta.
Yeah, I thought I was like back in 2009 in history class.
Yeah.
So I know I started a little abrupt, right?
Yeah.
I told you
It's
to
good,
open
it's
your
good.
books
Keep going,
to
keep
page
going.
83, but you didn't open your books. Matter of fact,
I never bought it.
y'all didn't bring your books.
I didn't buy the book.
I just bought the book sock to put on the book. So,
And it's on your head instead.
yeah.
All right. So even though he had a plantation, turns out he's a pretty cool dude. Donated land before and after the war to black citizens. And now today in East Atlanta, there's a commemorative park called Grant Park. That's where they have their zoo and they have like an amusement park there. That's in Zone 6. So after the war ended, ton of rebuilding. Atlanta was like rebuilt as this like utopian society, right? So at that point, people thought that was going to be like the place to live. So
Were they wrong?
over time in the 1960s, right? What's going on in the 1960s? Tell me what you're thinking
segregation, dude.
about. Tuskegee was earlier than that, wasn't it?
Tuskegee was earlier than
Segregation was going on pretty much. They signed the Declaration of Independence and they were like, all right, put them in different schools.
Yeah.
Give them
Pretty
different water
much.
fountains. I mean, they were like right off the bat,
Yeah.
we're not doing this.
Yeah.
So Atlanta,
Bad boys.
just like everywhere else in the South, was going through the same shit. Basically, it was like a hub of like civil rights tension because you had East Atlanta was a bunch of like middle class black people, but the KKK lived in the neighborhood right next to them. So then back then, like I told you, they were rebuilding it. It was going to be really nice. The KKK people, the white people, didn't want to live near the black people, so they sold their land for like dirt cheap. They sold their houses for like they're like 3 family homes for $1,500.
Jeez.
And I did the math. That's $15,000 today. A 3 family home for $15,000. Give me that.
Yeah.
Basically, what that did was it lowered the housing market, so
Yeah.
the price of the market went way down. The economy tanked, and then nobody was investing money into East Atlanta. So that's how you get like hood East Atlanta
Yeah.
in the 21st century. So that's like a short history of like how you get in East Atlanta in a Zone 6. Zone 6 is a precinct the police department uses to demarcate. Like they have 6 zones in Atlanta. Zone 6 is East Atlanta. All right. So from there, I had basically, so up till today, EA is better off today than it was before. They got ranked the best neighborhood in Atlanta like 10 years ago.
Okay. 10 years
So,
ago.
that's what I'm saying.
Are they successive? Are they continuing the?
It was a one-off.
Oh, okay.
They got it 1 year.
Oh, okay.
Then probably immediately the next year.
It was probably
a different neighborhood.
a fluke.
Could have been a fluke. I think it was
think it might have been
probably
a fluke.
whoever it was voted on by a magazine.
Everybody, be on your best behavior.
What
for
magazine?
this year?
What magazine? BuzzFeed?
I literally wrote down some magazine nobody reads.
Who? Cosmopolitan?
What's this? A shit rag? So today, East Atlanta slowly recovering from the devastation that the white folk, the KKK, did down there in the 60s during civil rights. Today, housing prices are going up. There's a really good like vibrant street art movement, sort of like Philadelphia, where you got like murals on every block. So the city's coming back, basically, is my point. And I wanted to figure that out because the way you hear about East Atlanta is like you said, that's District 9.
Yeah.
That they're eating cat food.
They're being real suspect down there. You don't know what's going on. It's the dark arts down there. Shit is happening that you can't even imagine in the alleyways.
Yeah. So
That's what I'm thinking.
So Zone 6, like I said, Zone 6 is something that Young Nudy and other Atlanta rappers like Gucci, Future, JID, 21 Savage, they talk about it all the time in their music. Gucci, T-Pain.
T-Pain. He's from Atlanta.
He's an Atlantean?
He was an Atlantean.
An Atlantean.
Migos.
Migos are from Atlanta.
Rapper,
but this is what I'm saying.
Rapper turned singer?
They don't always talk about Zone 6.
True.
So I tried to look up like Migos Zone 6. I couldn't find like a lot of references by them. Which is so Gucci, Future, JID, and 21 Savage, and like specifically Young Nudy, right? Because he's from there. He's from Boulder Crest Drive. That's like one of the big streets in East Atlanta. Like if you're from there, you talk about Boulder Crest. Gucci. Go ahead.
21 Savage say that in EA. Boulder Crestwood something.
He talks about Boulder Crest and Glenwood.
Yeah, that's
a
what
lot.
he said.
He's got Glenwood at 3 a.m. at Glenwood on Her Loss is his song where he like raps over a Drake style beat. So like where they're from is like, I'm realizing now it's all through their music. In fact, the 21 Savage, 21, if you say to somebody in East Atlanta, like you're talking about directions or something, you say 21, everybody knows you're talking about Glenwood Drive. So that's 21 Savage is Glenwood Savage. Learning stuff. Gucci Mane, first superstar to put Zone 6 on the map. He'd been around for probably 20 plus years now, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
The East Atlanta
2003, 2004.
First time I heard Gucci Mane was on Bedrock with Nicki Minaj.
Great Gucci feature.
Yeah.
I think the first time I ever heard of Gucci was Lemonade, when he had that beat that
Mine was
Tyler,
Steady Mobbin. Well,
Steady
Lemonade's his
Mobbin.
song.
Yes, but remember,
Orange Juice was the remix that Tyler and
remix.
Errol did. Yeah,
Orange Juice.
and I heard the remix before I heard the original.
Me too.
And then that's how I found Gucci Mane. I thought Gucci Mane was garbage for a long
He
time.
was, and then he got his teeth fixed, and then he was pretty good.
All
after
you need
that.
is a good set of chompers.
I think
look at Cardi B,
I
bro.
think he was the same guy that said in court he was retarded, so he wasn't able to be liable for whatever crime he committed.
I need to see that fucking court
I
tape,
believe that.
dude.
I believe
Your
that's
Honor,
true.
I'm retarded.
I need to see the court tape with an ice cream cone on his eyes right here.
Brr. Dude, that's the East Atlanta Santa, bro.
He is East Atlanta Santa.
Got some respect on the gooch.
Areas of Zone 6 you may have heard in hip-hop music. Okay, Boulder Crest Avenue. There's a song called Posse on Boulder Crest by Gucci. You also got like references by JID. East Atlanta, obviously, Nutty, JID, 21. Migos did. I found some references to East Atlanta by Migos. Glenwood Drive. I've got 3 a.m. on Glenwood by 21 and Memorial Drive. Do you know this one?
Memorial Drive.
Motor Run on Memorial Drive.
Where's that from?
JID.
Yeah, Dance Now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another one that I found.
I did know that reference. But
Motor
what about
Run
Forest Hill
Memorial
Drive?
Drive.
Is that in Georgia?
That's
No.
Forest Knoll. Come up.
Forest Hills Drive.
Forest Hill
That
Drive.
would be North
J. Cole.
Carolina.
Yeah, he's from Carolina. Buddy.
Oh, okay. Well, close enough.
You are close.
Hit him with the bub, though?
I said, buddy,
Oh, fucking hell. There's some animosity on this podcast.
but he's lucky I didn't hit him with the bucko.
That's true. You don't want the buck.
I'll,
If I hit you with the buckshot,
you know what? Continue. Hey,
You're a
go
good
ahead.
man. You're a good
Continue.
man for that.
all right. So let's get back to Nudie. All right, that's all some background on East Atlanta, Zone 6,
Okay.
hip hop music out of Atlanta, right?
Thanks, Mr. Feeney.
So now we know,
Yeah.
brother, Mr. Feeney, Mr.
Fucking
Feeney,
hell.
I'm just saying.
Mr. Feeney.
I'm just saying.
That brood.
Come on,
that
dude.
brood. That can replace the evil
what
and
the
hurt.
hell's wrong with you, dog?
Go
why,
ahead.
Why are you hurting over there?
Go ahead. It's good.
I'm
What
over here
the
trying to teach a
hell?
lesson.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it.
I'm asking for.
I'm in the class.
Call and response.
I'm in the class.
Call and
Hey,
response.
the attendance, it's here.
You didn't bring your book though, dude.
It doesn't matter. I brought a pencil. I'm
So
writing
pay
the
attention.
shit down.
Pay attention, dude.
Got
I'm
it.
gonna draw it
Doesn't
on the
have
board
enough
for you.
money to pay attention.
Literally couldn't pay attention.
Oh, boo-boo.
Card got rejected.
Go ahead.
All right, let's get back to Young Nudy. Young Nudifer, Quantavious, Taverio Thomas.
The bull.
He grew up listening to Gucci Mane.
Trash. I mean, if you're growing up listening to Gucci Mane, there's a problem right there. There's something on the table that you're not discussing.
Bro, that's the East Atlanta Santa, bro.
Yeah,
you,
dude.
You gotta put
If I was, if I came,
Carving
That's
No
like us
way.
and Meek. That's like us and Meek Mill.
Yeah, it's carving away, dude.
okay,
That's
okay,
like us and Bobby
okay, but
Dime.
maybe,
That's like
but like,
AR-ab, bro.
what in the early
AR-ab?
stages of
Fuck
Gucci
that
Mane
guy.
was he putting out that was like cascading his inspiration?
Lemonade.
Yeah, just you could go back. It's Gucci, brother.
I'm gonna hit his
It's
discography real
Gucci,
quick.
brother. Please do pull up Gucci's
Okay.
discog because I want to be able to list these down.
Oh my
for
god,
you.
semi on him with him and fucking Chief Keef. Talk about a banger.
Never
dude.
heard it.
The East Atlanta
I'm gonna have
Santa.
to put you on.
He gives gifts.
Mm-hmm.
He gives gifts in the forms of bangers. He gives gifts in the form of features.
Dude, fucking both.
That's on East Atlanta Santa.
Yeah, Gucci Mane, great. That was after he got his teeth.
Bag.
No, that was pre-Teeth, dude.
No, it
Teeth,
wasn't.
Yeah, dude. Teeth was prison Gucci. Gucci went to prison, and then he got Teeth.
Are you sure?
Dude, the
Yes.
return of East Atlanta Santa, the album itself with Saint Brick intro, that's like a Christmas fucking
Saint Brick
trap.
is fire.
So fire.
All right, continue.
So just the point being is like if you were growing up in the hood, right?
Yeah.
You're growing up from your neighborhood is this superstar. Imagine we're living in
He's too much music.
the hood. Me, you, and the boys. We're going to the swim club, and somebody from the club started
Pat
blowing
Corelli.
up.
Pat Corelli.
Pat Corelli
Featuring with songs with Drake. I would blow my
started
shit.
blowing up.
Yeah.
We would be like, I grew up listening to Pat Corelli, and he's my inspiration, truly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the kind of thing that we'd be trying to pursue.
Yeah.
He's the mark.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, better context. I'm with it.
So I didn't find a whole lot on his childhood. He doesn't talk about it too much.
Okay.
I'm guessing it wasn't great.
Right.
But 2014 is when he starts to kind of like get notoriety. So 2014, what were you doing in 2014? What was
Scratching
going on
my
in 2014? Let's go back. I know I was in college my second year.
2014 was going into college.
Yeah.
Didn't know what I wanted to do in college, so I was just buying books and going to class with a major I didn't want to be in.
Book sucks.
Switched my major twice.
I remember you used to come over with paper, and you asked me to like do architecture drawings with you.
Yeah. Buckled down, stuck with one, hated it, and that was it. I lasted about 3.5 more semesters, and I said, I'm out.
What about
What
you?
was I doing in
Bird?
2014? Well, I think 2014, Ruby and Sapphire's 3DS remakes came out, so I was heavily into that. Those were my dark years though, because I was with my ex Emily. Remember her, Miss Hammer?
That was when we kind of separated a little bit.
No, not really.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
There was
No.
a time. There was a time period
time.
where we would actually. So no, because 2014 was when I would have you guys actually up to
Yeah,
to
and
Philly.
that's actually when I puked in your bathroom.
Right.
Yeah,
And then you left without
I
cleaning
dipped.
it.
I dipped. I
And
was
had
like,
to
"Yo,
clean it.
you're my boy.
Right.
I'll talk to you later."
I had to find a mop.
What was the Frosties or whatever we get from the fucking local
The for reals.
the for reals, dude. Wow.
The ones you get from Wawa and you
And
make the
iced
fucking-
out.
It wasn't
For real?
Wawa. It was just a fucking local bodega, and we went in. We get the
Bodega.
for reals. It was before for reals were in Wawa.
Bodega, dude.
Bullshit.
It was
Bullshit. 'cause
before
we were getting fucking
for reals
milkshakes at
were in
Wawa
Wawa.
in like
Can you
2008.
attest to this?
I
Can
mean,
you?
I wasn't in and out of the Wawas back then, but in this bodega, so-called, that Ryan calls our dining terrace, there was for reals before I knew what for reals were. That was the first time I had a for real. Even on that, no, I'm with him. I'm with him because
How
the
you gonna
first
switch it up
time
like
you
that?
ever showed me Wawa,
Yeah.
it was November. You brought my ass to get a pumpkin spice
Yeah.
latte.
Yeah.
You used the machine. You put the cream in there and shit.
Yeah.
And you were like, look at this. Poured some Irish Spring.
Yeah.
Not Irish Spring.
Irish cream. Yep.
In there. And then right next to that, we got for real milkshakes.
Yeah, because I would go to fucking lifeguarding sometimes and get one.
I'm telling you, Jake, you turned me on to for reals because we were at the Drexel Dining Hall. We spent the night at the Drexel Housing, whatever, because you were an RA. I got the for real because you got the for real.
Back
and
then,
that
I
shit
wasn't
looked
an RA,
fire.
dog.
Dude, that thing.
Story's not adding up there, bucko.
We were smoking, and that shit tasted like sweet butter on a dinner roll, dude.
Straight up gay.
Can we get back to Young Nudy?
Yeah, proceed.
2014, Young Nudy hits Atlanta's rap scene. That's a bar.
Wow.
He stars on 21 Savage's song and music video called Air It Out. So at this point, he's already friends with 21 because both of them are local hood
You do
legends.
something for me.
21's messaging him. He's going, dude, I'm about to shoot this video. Straight up. Come out. Get in the video. And Nudy at that point was just kicking down doors, stealing shit, milk,
Can you confirm?
bread, cheese,
Onions.
He was not trying to be in the rap life. He thought rapping was corny. But 21, with all of his charisma and his knife tattoo between his eyes, convinced Nudy to come out to Glenwood Drive and film the video for Air It Out. So Nudy goes out there, and Nudy goes, he's on an interview I watched, and he says, I actually liked it. That's when he first started thinking like, okay, I could be a rapper. So 2014, he's starting to think about it. He doesn't really know what he wants to do yet. It wasn't until the next year that he starts talking about how he hit the scene. So this is from a Pitchfork interview that I read, but he said Nudy wasn't willing to take rap seriously until he bonded with producer and engineer Pierre Bourne.
Hey, yo, Pierre, you come out here.
I was the first N-word to ever rap on Pierre beats, Nudy
What?
said.
No way.
Playboy might have something to say about that.
Pierre has created warped instrumentals for Playboi Carti and Lil Uzi Vert of note, right? So Nudy said people would hear his beats and not know how to rap on them, but I just liked that weird shit he was making. So take that combination. Basically, he releases music with Pierre that was described as weightless, like free falling into a foam pit. That bounce, that Pierre Bourne bounce, and then that weird ass voice by Nutty.
Mm-hmm.
He's got kind of a weird, like high pitched voice. Like you even said, you didn't really expect him to look the way he does.
No, not at all.
He looks like almost like a Hollister model or something. He's kind of cute, dude.
He's a little sculpted.
He's a little cute.
And normally, you got some weird folks coming out of Atlanta. But
look at Gucci.
Yeah, well, the standard was not set high. But, you don't... What's cool is that, back in the day, you never knew what an artist looked like unless you went to, like, a concert. There wasn't, like, live footage of people and... Well, I mean, there was, like, pre-recorded, but,
magazines?
Like social... it's like social media and stuff. I'm saying, if you really wanted to appreciate a certain artist, you would go to a concert. But there were a lot of ugly people out there, and you didn't realize it because their music was so great, and you didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But now...
Probably better for the uglies back then than it is today.
It was great back then.
You got to look good today.
But now, you got to look good.
Not even, though, because Glorilla.
Yeah, and also, Ed Sheeran.
Dude, Celine Dion. Have you heard her voice?
Like an angel.
And then seen what she looks like?
Skeletal.
Like a greyhound fucking covered in mud, dude. There's a bag of
my
bones. Dirty.
Her
Celine
chest,
Dion is not pretty.
her chest looks like an abandoned runway.
Yeah, for real.
Fuck,
I think I'm
dude.
seeing Celine Dion in 3 months.
I think you're seeing Shania Twain.
Shania Twain. Thank God, dude. Thank God it wasn't Celine.
Hey, I feel like a woman.
She feels
Dude,
like a
I
fucking
can't
woman.
stand that song anymore.
Yeah, but
When I
live
went to
though?
Nashville, that's all they fucking played.
But live
everywhere.
though? Can you get down with it live though?
Oh, I can get down with it live. I just don't want to hear it after that moment ever again.
I'm gonna buy a 40-gallon hat. Just look at the fucking Shania
You're
Twain
like
show.
Doug Dimmadome, bro.
Absolutely. Had to take my hat off to get through
You
the
should
metal
get
detector.
white boots. What are we doing here? Get
So,
back to the facts.
Between 2016 and 2018 now. So Nudie starts making music with Pierre, 21. In 2016 and 2018, he releases 4 mixtapes. Slimeball 1,
Yo.
Slimeball 2, Slimeball
3?
3,
And then changes it up with the 4th.
and Nudie Land.
What an asshole, dude.
So, again, from that Pitchfork interview, because you've seen on EA, that's from one of the Slimeball, I think Slimeball 3.
Mm-hmm.
EA featuring 21 Savage, you've seen the art of Chucky.
Yeah.
So Chucky, there's like all over Young Nudy's stuff.
Right.
He fucks with Chucky heavy. So
I
from
don't
this,
like him.
This Pitchfork interview goes, so it says, each of the 4 mixtapes features a Chucky doll on the cover.
Gross.
Chucky is my motherfucking dog. He's bad as shit, but he's really a good person. Nudie says, clutching his diamond-encrusted Chucky chain. He's got a Chucky chain.
I got it from Chuck E. Cheese. Bazinga.
Now that's drip. I feel if he met me, he would come in his bitch and just smoke a blunt.
Wait, did he not say pause? After
But
that?
I'm choking his ass out if he tries to kill me.
Okay.
When would he say pause? If he came in his bitch?
Yeah.
That's not a pause.
I thought you said if he came in my bitch.
No, he came in his bitch.
Okay. Well, still, I mean,
I feel if he met me, he would come in his bitch and just smoke a blunt. But I'm choking his ass out if he tries to kill me.
Okay.
So Nudie, is kind of a funny guy. Have you ever seen these videos of Nudie being a goofball?
Not really.
No.
I
Being a
can't.
spaz?
Other than like a recent photo of just like a profile pic of him, I really haven't seen much of him at all.
I'll show you some videos. There's like a really famous one that went dumb, stupid viral on
Dumb.
TikTok.
Did it go dumb stupid or did it just go dumb? And you're exaggerating.
I want to say it
He's
went more
on
dumb.
your
It went
ass,
dumb.
bro.
He's on my ass tonight.
Get on him.
He's intimidated.
I'm
right?
just asking.
He's intimidated.
I want more context. That's all.
This dog needs a bone, and you got to put him in timeout.
Hey, Sparky. It went dumb.
Okay.
It's a video of him in that. Remember Long Neck?
You?
Fuck that dude.
Hey, bro.
I can't stand that motherfucker, dude.
Short Brain and Long Neck.
Yeah.
Dynamic
You
duo.
seen this kid?
No.
He's
You ever
like-
seen Long Neck?
He's
I've
built
never-
like
I know.
he's built.
Oh, I
No.
need to pull
He's
that.
built like how
We'll-
Donnie was built.
We'll pull it up after.
After
Young
the
Nudy.
show.
He's built like how Donnie was built, except his neck is atrociously long.
He's a brontosaur.
Okay.
Very, very long.
he never stopped growing in the throat department.
Now, the head probably goes insane, but that's a story for another time.
It's never ending.
Never.
You never hit the back.
It's
There's
it's
no
a never-ending
with it.
throat story.
His gag reflex is down here. All right, let's keep moving along here. So in 2017 now, Nudie starts beef with Gucci Mane.
Ooh.
Now, this is a little
Beef
bit of...
with his inspiration?
Yes. This is because in response to a post that said Gucci Mane owns East Atlanta still. In 2017, mind you, like what was Gucci dropping in 2017? Maybe like here and there.
Dog shit.
Decent snippet or something like that. For the most part.
He was dropping absolute dog shit in 2017.
Handing the CD over to the record label, like, here you go, man.
Nudy's very proud. Nudy's very proud of the fact that he stays, like, even though he's got money, he still hangs out in East Atlanta.
Okay.
That's
He
how
invests his
Nipsey
money.
Hussle died.
So you're right. It's dangerous as fuck. He talks about all the time, like, he spends his money in East Atlanta. Like, he hangs out there with the boys. He knows the people, the shop owners. Like, he feels like he owns East Atlanta. Gucci Mane got big time, moved out of East Atlanta, doesn't spend any of his money, doesn't invest any of his money back in his neighborhood where he grew up. And that's his basis for being like, Gucci Mane doesn't own these streets. I own these streets. So in 2017, there's a little bit of like a little beef, but it doesn't last long.
A little cut of beef.
Doesn't last long. It's a very
Little tug of war.
little carve of beef. I think they get over it. They end up getting over it, obviously, because I think there's music, Gucci Mane featuring Young Nudy, that's come out in the
I
last
own these
4
streets
years.
featuring Young Nudy.
That would be a big flex.
That would be a giant flex.
Super flex.
Bow flex.
So Nudy and his group PDE stands for Paradise East or Paper Drugs Extortion.
Okay.
They posted a pic in response saying that they own the hood.
Sounds like fighting words to me.
And I don't think this ever escalated to much. There's another guy named OJ the Juiceman.
I've heard of him before.
You've heard the name?
It's a fire name, but anything with OJ tends to be like, on the fence.
Supposedly same kind of beef between him and Nudy.
Okay.
And Nudy essentially said, like, I'm out here still, you're not. And if you are, come see me and we'll talk. OJ the Juice Man was more like, gone.
Right.
OJ the Goose Man.
Right.
He never showed up. So Young Nudy said, OJ the Juice Man no longer allowed in East Atlanta. So, like, Nudy's kind of inserting himself in this, like, East Atlanta, Afghanistan type dynamic.
Right.
Like, he's almost like creating a name for himself by beefing with these legends
Yeah.
and winning.
But
kinda.
is OJ the Juice Man really a legend, though?
Maybe in East Atlanta,
Local legend.
local legend,
A myth?
perhaps. They say they see him from time to time
Right.
when the full moon rises.
Right.
OJ the Juice Man jumping from project to project, sprinkling dust on all of the people on the streets. Gold dust.
I thought you were talking about PCP.
Gold dust.
Angel does.
Everybody say, hey, if you seen a leprechaun. Hey. Anyway, here we go. In February of 2019, Young Nudy gets arrested in Georgia for aggravated assault with 21 Savage. Nudy gets charged with aggravated assault. 21 Savage, if you remember, gets charged with being an illegal immigrant, dog. That was when
I remember.
21 turned out to be
British.
British.
He turned out to be a skidgy widget, dude. He turned out to be one of those brick-eating,
Beans for
fucking
breakfast.
raw sausage-eating, tomato and beans looking as
Pitch looking lovely.
skinny, fucking.
He went down to the
son
Pride
of
for
bitch,
a
dude.
pint, dude.
Just a bit of banter.
Pitch looking lovely today, lads.
Dude.
If he's
Surely.
if he ever calls any of his homies lads, I
You
don't
think
know.
he ever slipped up?
Try and rip up that Bugatti. Ooh, yeah.
Do you think 21 ever slipped up sometimes in the studio and was like, he would say something with a British accent and his boys would be like, hey, yo, say that again? And he'd be like, what the hell you talking about, dog? It's a knife type of...
Maybe that's why he talks
21.
so like
slow,
melancholy.
Like that's why he drinks lean.
Yeah,
to slow down the
slow
British.
Slow him down. Yeah,
because it would be hard. Like
he's a spy
to hide that.
He's a
you
spy.
think he's a double agent?
He's
you
a
think
spy, bro.
21 Savage is a double agent?
You think he was working with the Queen?
For
He
fucking
is the Queen.
KGB.
He is the Queen.
Wait, KGB's Russian.
That's Russian.
Okay.
You're talking about
well,
MI6.
Yeah.
Bro, I thought he was a Kremlin for a second. Definitely not.
He's definitely a gremlin for real. A Kremlin gremlin. So he gets arrested in 2019 with 21 Savage. He gets released 2 weeks later on $100,000 bond. And then in April that same year, he drops a mixtape on SoundCloud called Faded in the Booth.
In the booth.
That's an example of a mixtape by Young Nudy that is more experimental. So he's starting to make music that's a little bit more like he's trying new shit out, new melodies, new hooks, new cadences. Because he's basically like, I just went to prison or jail for 2 weeks.
Got
I
fucked.
did not fuck with that. No.
I'm just saying, he's trying new things out.
He's in jail, keeps his head down, doesn't get into trouble.
Oh, he's keeping his head down, all right.
Got out of jail. He goes right back into the booth for his fans and his freedom. He just at this point, I think, seems like he doesn't want to go back into jail, obviously. He wants to focus on music. And I was watching an interview saying that he just fucks with music now because his fans fuck with him. So he just will obviously the fans pay him the money. So he's just going to keep doing whatever the fans want to do.
Yeah.
So May of 2019.
Murder this dog.
He releases a mixtape with Pierre Bourne. Slimaire. Have you read Slimaire?
Slimaire? No.
Slimaire. Mm-hmm. It's like one of his breakout projects. Collab with Pierre Bourne, debuts at 167 on the Billboard Hot 200, peaks at 63 the next week, with features from Lil Uzi Vert, 21 Savage, Megan Thee Stallion, and hit rapper Da Baby.
Jessa made that one.
So that's Nudy's first big commercial success. He starts getting widespread recognition as one of East Atlanta's finest. In 2019, Nudy's continuing living life, smoking weed, doing podcasts. So he's getting big, getting huge. Resolves his beef with Gucci and OJ the Juiceman the same year. And then later on in 2019, he's featured on none other than Revenge of the Dreamers 3. With
Barry from
Dreamville.
Simpsons?
No. Revenge of the Dreamers 3. Down Bad.
Yeah, that was the first time I ever heard Young Nudy.
What song was he in?
Down Bad.
Oh, what?
He does ad-libs.
I'm the king of the EA. Him.
I am the king of the EA. Get your bitch girl like a DJ.
No shit.
That's
I'm
Young
the chop where
Nudy.
we stay. Get your bitch screwed like
He had a real high energy, high pitch, and I think that really went well with JID, Baz, Loot, I believe was on that.
Yeah.
Bunch of high energy guys.
For sure.
Down Bad.
It's a great song. I mean, it's his first Billboard Hot 100 hit at number 64. So he also on the same album gets a song with just J. Cole called Sunset.
That song goes hard.
Crazy,
I was
right?
just about to fucking talk about that.
Crazy
too.
song. That came
but
on
I
in
didn't know if
June.
it was Nudy or not, so I didn't want to say it.
It's Nudy. So go from kind of just rising success slowly in local circles to then have a song with J. Cole on the biggest album of the year potentially at 2019. Maybe I'm wrong, but I can't think of a bigger album of 2019.
I think it was very crucial for Nudy to be a part of 21 Savage's circle, because look at 21 now, right? And how much he and J. Cole hung out, and now him with Drake. 21 blew up, and he was with Future for a long time. He was just in that know.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's as long as you know the right people in whatever talent you're being brought up in, you could fucking do anything.
I mean, it's Lil Baby and Gunna with Young Thug.
Yeah.
You need a mentor.
Dude, fuck Lil Baby.
He is falling off.
He's falling off.
Yes,
hard.
indeed. Peak Lil Baby. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
Dude, Yellow Ferrari Pikachu will never be topped.
So
Bar of the century.
What's Next was really fire with Drake.
Yes.
But I think that was his last fire.
Features. That's features,
That's
though.
feature, yeah.
We're talking this most recent album. Middle class.
Yeah.
Put that pussy on me. Pussy on me.
Mid-level. Mid.
Pure cocaine.
Not great.
I thought he was gonna
Pure
propel
cocaine
something.
is old, baby.
I know.
That's a good shit.
That's a good stuff right there.
I think that it was high. Like the old shit was maybe the best. Yes, indeed. Just wasn't like the best, but it was the most famous because of Drake.
Wah, wah, wah. Bitch,
And
I'm
then-
a baby.
My Turn, the album,
Yeah.
Heating Up, Some to Prove, Emotionally Scarred,
I think what he's put into the rap
Grace
game currently,
with 42 Doug.
I think he propelled the rap game enough where now he's at a point where is he really doing anything different to propel it further?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. I don't think so.
Not anymore.
I think now he's been made, and he's gonna fucking fall off.
Well, hey, he's from West Atlanta.
Now I think Lil Baby, I think he's gonna come.
He's
back
coming
up.
back, dude.
I think he's coming back.
He's coming back, dude. There's the young people, the young artists right
Yeah.
now. There's this guy out of New Orleans, Louisiana, Rob 49. He started
4'9".
He might be he's big as shit actually. He might be 49 feet tall. He got this song
49
called
feet wide.
King of the Vultures or something.
Dude's looking like Kingpin. His head is like a dime, dude. Just
The motherfucker can't turn around without knocking shit down. Rob 49 made a song now, just like Friday with DaBaby. Baby.
Yeah.
I think the new artist, dude, they're gonna put DaBaby on their back, and DaBaby's Baby's coming back. Dude.
yeah, he's gonna ride. That
He's not
shit.
a bad rapper. He just hasn't
He's
progressed.
he's a bad guy.
Yeah, he just
He's
hasn't
just a
progressed.
bad guy.
Oh shit.
All right, so let's get through the last couple years here. February 2020, pandemic hits in March. A couple months later, he releases an album called Anyways. Right after the pandemic, sends everybody
The
inside.
socially awkward album ever. Anyway.
Anyways. It's literally
pandemic
anyways.
did he let the pandemic like affect his way of producing and putting out music, or not really?
He consistently has dropped since the pandemic. That actually
Okay.
the pandemic was like the thing that sent his ass back into the booth. And that's why we've seen so much from Young Nudy since then.
Oh, okay.
So that's his debut studio album. So that's his first like official release is Anyways. And at that point he's self-proclaimed, only makes music for stoners, gangsters, killers, fuck yo ho music, take yo ho music. 2021 he drops his second studio album called Dr. Evil. 2022 he's featured on D-Day mixtape by Dreamville and DJ Drama. So that's Barry from Simpson and a couple other songs on that record. And he's on Metro Boomin's acclaimed record Umbrella
Oh,
Yeah.
what a song.
with 21
Good song.
Savage
Good
on
song.
Heroes
What
and
an
Villains.
umbrella. Clutching Lizzie with the fellas.
Yes.
Yeah.
So also in 2022 he drops East Atlanta Monster, which you're gonna listen to, and then 2023
I don't
he
wanna.
drops
Gumbo.
Gumbo,
Gumbo.
and that's the album that we talked about last week.
Yeah.
Now we haven't had Bobby's take on it. You're yawning, right?
Sorry.
A little tie. But do you
It's
have
the
any energy
glasses.
left for us? Can we
I'm good.
spirit bomb? Can we collect the spirit energy enough for you to give us your take on Gumbo?
Okay.
Go. Talk
You want
about
me?
Gumbo. Yeah, because we talked about it. I want to hear your take.
Well, I think the dude definitely hungry when he started making this album.
For sure.
Because we got portobello. We got peaches and eggplant. Got Brussels sprouts. Now, it sounds like he's on a good diet with the names of the song.
Have
No,
you seen the album art?
It's him. Just a picture of him.
No.
What were you listening on, dude?
No, he's
MySpace?
got the song names right, but the album art of Gumbo
Wonder
is a large table of food laid out.
Oh, I'm sorry. His discography photo is what I was describing.
okay.
The,
But
the
it- but
thing
it-
of Gumbo is a fucking
It's a
giant table with a golden snake in the middle.
Now look at all the song names. You see all those plates on the table.
We got Brussels sprout, pancake, portobello, pot roast, MRE, McChicken, okra, peaches and eggplant, shrimp, duck meat, fish and chips, hot grease, and passion fruit, bro.
Now that
Decent.
sounds like Thanksgiving down in East Atlanta.
Yeah, that's
Zone
a decent
6
spread,
specific.
honestly.
He got a bowl of hot grease.
That's a decent
That's
spread.
his drink, actually.
That sounds like a it sounds like K-pot, right? They just dip whatever raw food that's in there. They fry it for like 5 seconds and then pull it
Did
out.
you say K-pop?
K-pot.
Oh, K-pot. Okay.
Yeah.
Korean
Korean
barbecue.
Yeah.
pot baby.
I liked it, though. I thought Brussels sprout was definitely my favorite song.
First song?
Yeah.
The first song on the album, right?
I liked it a lot. And then Pancake was pretty good. And then
What
I
about
skipped
Shrimp?
immediately to go to the 21 Savage feature. It's pretty mid. And then
That was on Peaches and Eggplants, right?
That was
Yeah.
the sexual song.
Yeah, that was.
the one with Key Glock went hard. I like
Yes,
that.
that's McChicken. No, it's not McChicken.
It's not McChicken. I was just listening to it today. Just start naming food.
No.
Name
It's
food.
pot roast. Pot
Pot
roast.
roast, dude. Pot roast.
Pot roast.
Knew it, dude. Knew it. Shepherd's pie.
And then Shrimp.
Shrimp.
Shrimp
goes hard,
Hot
too.
Grease goes crazy.
Was expecting very mid-tier, low-tier music, and it wasn't. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe this Mr. Nudy is on to something here.
Yeah.
Mr. Quantavious is
Mr. Quantavious to
looking to take over the
He's
scene,
definitely like
bro.
an X-Men or something. Like
with that name.
Mr.
first.
Quantavious, dude.
He's in a wheelchair.
Come on.
For sure controlling someone's
At
mind.
first, I thought he was too big and bad to fucking care about anything. Like, I was like, oh, this is some guy, like, yeah, just pay me $1 million to be a feature, and I'm going
Right.
to just give you minimal effort.
Yeah.
And then I was like listening to some of his features and got into the fuck's it called, Gumbo, and I was like, damn, he's actually pouring out a lot of hard work in this bitch. I was like, maybe he is serious, and maybe I wrote him off too quickly because I do that a lot.
You do
I
that.
do that,
But it's
a
okay.
lot.
It's okay.
You
I
do
was like,
that.
hey, this guy's a piece of shit,
Right.
and then I'm like, 3 seconds later, like, I should have never done that.
Then 9 months later, you're like, have y'all heard this?
Yeah, I'm like, damn, that was actually really good. I liked it a lot. I thought it was good. Now, won't be going on my playlist. Maybe Brussels sprouts and shrimp will, but I don't see a lot of saves from here.
From here, moving forward, or
From
backwards?
Gumbo, I just don't see a lot of saves. A lot of times, if I like an album, I'll pick my songs
Yeah.
and put them on a playlist
Sure.
so I can listen to them again.
Of course.
And then most of them just go to the trash can.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I liked it a lot. Brussels sprouts was good. I was like, when he started off hot with that one, I was like, damn, this can only go up from here. And it did.
Cannoli, was that another song?
And it did. It was
Fuck
pretty-
no. Cannoli was not a song, dude.
When he said can only go up from here, I was like, maybe that would be a good fire.
That would be
song then.
fire.
Nah,
but
I'm just
it was
retarded. That's why it sounded like that.
Yeah.
No, you just said cannoli, dude.
Yeah.
It's okay, dude.
all
You gotta enunciate.
I don't
You're hammered right
I don't
now.
know
Hey.
necessarily if we discussed favorite songs on the album last week. Off of Gumbo.
I mean, we just kind of did. I just said kind of which ones I liked.
I like so there. I mean, I just want to name a few that I did like. I liked Portobello, but one thing, especially, I don't know whose producer tag this is, but when they go poop, it was all over Kenny Mason's Rough album, and it drove me nuts. And I think he's saying coop, right? But it sounds like he's saying poop, and it totally just kills the vibe. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't. I need to
Not
hear
at
it.
all.
Listen to Portobello and the producer,
The producer tag is
listen to Roughs.
Poop.
Listen to Roughs
Let me
by
go
Kenny
see
Mason,
the, producer.
and then go listen to Portobello by Young Nudy, and the producer tag is poop, and it sounds like the guy's
If
saying
it's that.
poop.
Coop.
Okay,
C-O-U-P-E.
so he's saying coop, but hey, sounds like he's saying poop.
He needs
dude.
like
He needs a
Nudie.
new producer tag.
Just someone to say something in the booth like, "Hey yo, Coop, this
Yeah.
one going
But
crazy."
listen, pot roast fire with Key Glock. I love Key Glock. McChicken went stupid. It sounds like a little simple, like cute Zelda beat.
I'm going to eat the
Hot
whole
Grease.
thing.
Hot Grease was fire. But those are really the only songs that I actually had saved off of the album.
Sure.
The other ones kind of like no name for me. Brussels sprouts I really didn't get into. That's why I kind of wrote the album off when we were going to discuss Young Nudy in the first place. I was like, I only know him from Down Bad and a couple other features. Is he an album artist or is he a feature artist? But I like his album.
Do you feel like knowing more about an artist helps you to respect their work and save more of their songs?
Yeah.
Or does it do nothing?
I think it does. I think like once you figure out the path that they traveled to make something like Hot Grease or Gumbo in, whatever environment, you realize that these people who are given essentially nothing other than like their network of people They don't get a lot to work with, but then they still end up making really raw, really good music. Either way.
Guinness Book.
Now
of
I know
World
you didn't
Records
hear a
called-
word of what I was saying because he was too busy floating that fart around.
Hey,
but that's okay.
Guinness Book called,
you're gonna
and they
re-listen
said
to
that was
this
the most boring
podcast.
conversation
You're gonna
they
re-listen to
ever
this
heard.
podcast, and you're gonna skip to this part where I'm talking about it, and you're gonna go, God damn, Ryan's spitting fucking facts.
It's all heat. It's all factual.
It is all. It is all heat.
There was
in
a
this
fart.
one. There was.
There, we can't deny it.
I farted. It was me, guys.
But it was
I did it.
in the middle of a factual rant.
Hey, I was fucking bored.
Yeah.
Can I?
But that's okay. That's okay.
Can I not be bored?
I think that my point of wanting to do episodes like this more is I want it to be more directed so there's less farts, right?
Yeah. Less farts.
And I want the music to mean more than just this song is Gorb. I want us to
Ryan,
get
I agree.
beyond that.
Ryan made a good point. I don't
did.
know what he said,
and
but
what point was that? I was just gonna ask. And what fucking point is that?
no, but you do make a good point, Jake, about when you start to open up the artist, pause, and give us everything he has to offer. It makes you appreciate their work towards it. Unless you're just like, then it's like, oh, you just figure out this guy's a freeloading loser, murdered a bunch of people, and then
Right.
stole. And you're like, I don't really care anymore.
Yeah.
When you figure out he's just trying to
Talk about the career more.
Make
now,
it
he was
up.
doing crimes.
do good, give back to the community, stuff like that, you can respect.
He was stealing TVs.
But much like the heterosexual, homosexual thin line, there's a thin line of being good and bad, right? Like you got to be doing whatever you got to do in order to survive.
yeah.
And
You gotta fuck some
down
butts.
in Zone 6, I mean, you
There was
got to
some butt
be
fuckery
doing
down
some
there.
bad shit in order to get ahead, because it's either kill or get killed down that area.
Yeah. For sure. Anyway, one announcement before we end the episode. We don't make money on this anymore.
Why not?
Spotify changed their terms so that
Okay.
podcasts with less than 1,000 listeners
Yeah.
don't get money anymore.
Oh, that's why we go through Anchor.
Are we
Anchor's
back on
owned
Anchor?
by Spotify.
What?
So
Are
so
we going?
boys,
What was?
we're going independent.
What was the last people we were with? Wazooshka?
Wooshka.
Yeah, Wooshka.
They went fucking high nose on us too, because
Okay.
they also made it pay to play.
Yeah, they wanted us to subscribe.
Anchor's still free, so we
Yeah.
can still use it.
Yeah.
But they just made a rule now where you have to have 1,000.
Well, yeah, they're realizing that.
listeners.
Why are we paying these fucking bozos
So-
talking about farts and shit and fucking all?
So no more ads, dude.
Right.
No
Dude,
more
sick.
ads, just content.
Dude, sick.
We can focus on us finally.
Yes.
The money
I
was
like that.
weighing us down, I think.
Well, I spent all of our money.
You don't have access to all the money.
That sign.
We're in
That sign.
debt.
Put out.
Now, I'm never in debt, okay? I bought the sign. It was a gift.
You were born in
It's
debt.
for us. That's it's fucking old news, baby.
I know,
Ryan comes from old money if you weren't hip to the information.
for sure.
Old.
Old money.
Cheese so old is mold.
Yeah.
Should we end this?
The money's
Yeah.
so old you can't even count anymore because it's not in the system. So he's broke.
I think we should end this
I think so.
before we keep
So,
doing mold references.
make sure now that we're independent, all the money's going to us, right? You
Just
want to
find
go on
us.
anchor.fm/Wazoo podcast. You want to go on our Instagram.
Oh yeah, you can still donate.
You can still donate.
You can still donate to the cause.
There's no cause and effect.
Should we
here.
take the money out the bag and just
I
buy
think-
something?
We should
I
blow it,
think
dude. We should blow
Everybody
it.
should go on Instagram and YouTube, especially now that we're video podcasts. Go on our website, subscribe, laugh at our jokes, fucking give us all your money.
Help your boys
fucking
out.
just hit that bell button and make sure you comment on all of our shit because that's what gets the people gone. And I don't have anything else to say, so please end it and edit this out. Edit that
I
out.
will.